Hi everyone, this is Srinivas. Here I will be explaining you MongoDB's aggregation framework pipelines. So this involves intricate data manipulation and filtering. It demonstrates a deep understanding of aggregation framework commands. Aggregation framework, or you can say MongoDB's aggregation queries, allows us to filter our data, allows us to sort our data, and it helps us to visualizing our data, and even in the data analytics or data statistical. So we can perform complex operations using these aggregation queries. So in my report, I have mentioned few of the aggregation queries along with their outputs and along with their code snippets. So here in this video, I will be explaining one of the aggregation query. So before proceeding to the query, let me first connect my database to my local. So basically I have hosted my Garda drug test on MongoDB Atlas, so which is basically a cloud platform. So you can say I have hosted my DB on cloud, and if anyone wants to connect my cloud DB into their terminal or into their local, they can use the URI provided in my report. So I have connected my cloud DB to my local using that URI. After that, let's move to this particular database. So I have named my database as Garda underscore drug underscore test underscore DB. So I'm using use command. So I am entered into my database. Now let's verify the number of rows in our database. So to do so, we can use a count documents command. So db.garda drug test underscore db.count documents command will displays the number of rows or the number of data, or basically the number of rows in our database. So you can see we have nearly 1001 rows in our database. Now let me first explain you how my database will look like, so that it will be easy for every one of us to explain or to understand the aggregation queries. So to do so, I'm using pretty command, so which allows us to display data in a very easy and readable format. So you can see in my database, this is one of the entry. So in this entry, we have the IDs associated to these gangs. We have their gang name. We have the year in which this particular gang is formed. We have their country, location, fine details. We have the drug type. So this drug type is basically an array consisting of cocaine, heroin, LSDs, methamphetamine, etc. We have the volume seized. We have the production cost, street value. We have the source country and target country. These are basically an array. We have the number of people arrested, we have the fine imposed, and we have the jail sentences. So let me just copy paste my query over here. After that, I'll explain. Okay, so I have picked up one of the aggregation query. So in this query, I'm aiming to calculate the average street value of drug seizures for each year and sort the result in ascending order by year. So let's break down the query stages and explaining. Let me first just break down this particular into a few steps. So in the very first step, I am grouping all the entries based on the year, and I am using aggregation operations average command to average out their street values. So in the very first step, our aggregation key, or you can say our grouping key, is year, which means the documents are grouped by their year field. Each group will contain documents that share the same year. After that, it calculates the average of the street value field for each group. It determines the average street value of drug seizures for each specific year. So in result, this step creates a grouped output where each unique year becomes a group, and for each group it computes the average street value of drug seizure. In the second step, I am sorting it in an ascending order. So you can say I am passing a value as a 1, so which means I want to sort it in an ascending order. So upon executing this particular command, we have the response in something like this. So you can clearly see we have sorted our IDs, or you can say our years, in ascending order from 2001 to 2020. And here we have the average street values range something like this, 537,916 and etc. So in short, what this particular query, or in summary, what this particular query is doing, it calculates the average street value of drug seizures for each year and organize the results in an ascending order. This query helps us to understand how the average street value has changed over the years, providing insight into trends in drug seizure operations or market fluctuations. So you can see we have used this particular aggregation, average aggregations, or you can see we have used these particular aggregate queries to filter out based on the street values in our very big database. So as I've already mentioned, these aggregation queries will be very helpful in understanding our database, and it allows us to perform complex operations. So here I have performed one of such operation. Thank you.